Hi everybody, this is Natasha with Diesel Power Products. I do sales and tech here, so helping any customers with any parts that they need for their truck and any desire that they have to build it for more horsepower. Today I'm going to be showing you my 2003 LB7, doing a little bit of tour of what I've done so far, the inspiration that has gone into this build and why I've specifically chosen the LB7 as the platform I want to use, and then anything future that's coming up. There's quite a few things in the works on this truck that'll be pretty exciting. So my husband and I have had this truck completely down to the block. We finished the engine build on what we're doing so far about a year ago. There's not a whole lot of obvious upgrades when you just look into the engine bay. A few things to point out would of course be the S&B cold air intake. If you look over on this side, you would of course see my PPE 3-inch downpipe. You can see where my EGT probe goes into my passenger side manifold, which is a little odd as everyone typically plugs that into the driver's side. The tuner EGT, there was a few things that were on the truck when I purchased it. Doesn't really need addressing, so we're just gonna go ahead and leave it as it is. I do have some upgraded charge pipes that I've put in here, and then I think about everything else is gonna be stuff that you can't really see with the naked eye. We've done the SAC 0 injectors from S&S. We've done the Fleece Performance coupless heads, which is an awesome upgrade to do, especially if you're addressing your heads. Even if you're going down to the injectors and you can afford to do these heads, it's really awesome because you do not have to worry about the coolant issue with cups inside the heads. Just made it really easy on the install, and then throwing the injectors in and everything. Everything else, fuel lines, things like that, were all OEM style replacements, gaskets, O-rings, anything else like that that you would think of. If you don't do an upgraded part, OEM is the best way to stick there. What's crazy is this truck will be put at 500 to 600 horsepower. We will be running this complete stock turbo, and we will be trying to push the stock CP3 as much as we can. To be honest, I kind of just want to play around with that a little bit, see how much horsepower we can get out of it, but truthfully the turbos that come in these motors are super awesome, up to 600 horsepower. So if you're looking for a good daily, honestly run that turbo until it's done for and then upgrade it from there. That's kind of the idea that we had with that, and then the same thing on the CP3. I do run a air dog, so that of course will help fuel the CP3 to get fuel and everything when we decide to do the PPEI live tuning and then upgrading the injectors to 45 overs. And then it does have the Edge CTS2. It's an older module that came with the truck along with the EGT probe that's installed. That one comes with the Attitude, so it is the 5 unlock. I currently only leave it at 3 as I do have the stock 5-speed Allison. And if anyone's familiar with that one, Allison is a really awesome transmission until you're about 90 horsepower over stock. So we like to leave that one about 2 and 3 all the time. I've only run it on the bigger tunes a couple times when I'm trying to get a little more rowdy, but truthfully I just leave it at 3 and it does the job. On top of that, when you pop the fuse box, you will see just a glimpse of the Fleece all lights on module. That one is a super cool module as it allows your fog lamps to be on while your high beams are on. So I'm a person that utilizes my fog lamps the second I hop in my truck and get it started. So it was a super awesome, easy install, cheap upgrade to do that's super beneficial for running your fog lamps with your high beams. So far that's all the upgrades we've done so far. Like I said, it may come time in the future when we'll be pulling out the injectors to do the 45 over nozzles on them. That'll just require sending them back to S&S and having them throw those nozzles on and then retune them. Along with that, when the CP3 and the turbo need to be adjusted, of course they will be upgraded at that point. But from there, this motor honestly should handle the horsepower that we're looking at right now, which is around 500. As for exterior, there's not a ton of upgrades that we've done. Some of the things that are on the truck was done when I bought it. For instance, the headlights that are on it, I don't think I will be addressing them or updating them. A lot of people like to say how much they dislike them as they're not the typical cat eye headlight that you would put on. Truthfully, I personally like the look of them. I also like that they're a projector headlight, so I have a huge field of view at night. That's super awesome. Otherwise, we've just kind of done some upgrades here and there. I am prone on this truck to get rock chips. I have replaced this windshield 3 times in the not even 2 years that I've owned this truck. So we did add this WeatherTech rock guard here. It still didn't save me as I do have a nether chip on my passenger side on my windshield. Otherwise, it does have aftermarket wheels on it that were on there when I bought the truck. We do have some ideas in the works for which wheels we might want to do. Suspension wise, drivetrain wise, there are things in the work to bulk that up. We will be needing to do a built transmission just for the horsepower level that we're wanting to reach. When we bought the truck, the guy that owned it, surprisingly, this is a Utah truck, and it does have normal dings, dents. The typical Chevy paint peeling is starting to happen on the white color, and then a little bit of rust here and there, but honestly the body is in really good shape for living in Utah for almost its entire life up until about 2 years ago. I think that's just about it besides the aftermarket tow mirrors. Otherwise, I honestly just like the look of it. I don't think I'll be doing anything crazy like lifting or aftermarket things. We just want to make the truck run really well. That's kind of the goal there, and I personally like the look of a lower truck versus a lifted truck, so that's also a little bit different. Super unique thing about this truck, as I mentioned, the guy that owned it before me had a body shop, so he actually did this super cool airbrushed emblem on the back. I really like it, and it actually has a lot of detailing with gears and whatnot, so it's super cool. Also, another thing to add, I do have my MBRP exhaust here. It's a 4-inch turbo back that bolts right up to the 3-inch PPE downpipe from my turbo. So this truck does come with the LT package, so it has just about every add-on and feature that was offered back in 2003. Unfortunately, I do not have a sunroof, but I do have this super sick TV. It has never worked. I can't figure out how to get it to work, but that's just kind of one of the funny stories that goes into it. Otherwise, it has the leather interior. I was very specific on wanting a gray interior, so that was one of the reasons I went with this truck. And then other than that, I have custom made seat covers on it, aftermarket head unit, just a few things here and there, but nothing too crazy. Well, that about wraps it up for my 2003 LB7 and the current build we have going on. There's going to be a lot of things in the future, so I'm sure we'll have more videos coming out. Thanks everybody for watching the video. Once again, I do sales and tech at Diesel Power Products, so if you ever need info on products, want to know how you can build your truck, if you have an LB7 and need some inspiration, go ahead and give me a call or visit our website at dieselpowerproducts.com.